Uh, hello.
Hey Vimal, how are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Fine. Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Yes, Vimal. Hi Vimal. So we have all the participants with us from different background, as you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
I will take the session from here. So
done. Thank you so much.
yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for your intro. So I am your I am your trainer and also I am your mentor. Um, just give me a second. So I'm just opening the. So, this is about me. So, Vimal Kumar. So, I am the mentor for you. So, just sorry for the delay. So, it caused. So, I think everyone joined here. So, I welcome you all. This is about me. Uh, I am Vimal Kumar Kumaresan. So, I am a big data solution architect and a data scientist. So, working in a US based product company, a healthcare company. So I'm completing my PhD in IoT analytics. So my area of expertise is IoT. So I think some questions here. What's the question? Yeah, 1 second. Okay. Can you hear me now, Mohammed? Is that fine for you? Okay. Okay. Let's start it. Okay. So the question. It's about me. So I have 10 years of industrial experience, worked on in different sectors, and I started my career as an embedded engineer. So currently I'm working as an architect. So this is my accomplishments. So I worked in IBM. So and then IEEE and ACM member. My area of expertise is IoT and cloud computing and data science. So that's my area of expertise. So coming to this agenda, so we'll be having 1 hour, 1.5 hour here. So spending with me, so discussing about IoT and the cool stuff, cool part, coolest part, and other aspects. So our course agenda is so this is for our 1.5 hours. So when you're talking about the course that probably you may or you might change, you might join. So I just want to walk through what we are going to cover there. So I think meanwhile, right, I would like to ask you a question. So how many of them know IoT before? So what is IoT? Or I know something. I am a beginner, or maybe an intermediate guy, something like that. So you can actually answer in the text box. So that based on that, right, so I can start taking my lectures. So that depends actually. So how many of them know IoT? You can just type type those type your comments here saying yes or no. Okay, I'm a beginner. Okay, no beginners. Okay, fine. So I think most of them are beginner. So I think mostly beginner and no. Yeah, fine. uh, Beginner, new to IoT. Okay, okay. So this will be really helpful to have a pitch, right? So that's what I was asking you. Just answer it, so that will help you out actually, to in what way I have to pitch the course, right? And also what way I will try to explain you, or else, right, so it will be a different one. For example, if you are an intermediate or expert, right, the way I have to take is a little bit different. Will be getting a recorded copy of this session? Yeah, you will be. Yeah, yes, you can get access of this. Okay, so I think most of the people are beginner, so I assume that. So okay, fine. So let's get started. Okay, so at least to those beginner, right? So my question here is like, what is IoT? Okay, can anyone say what is IoT? Just a definition. I don't ask you like the complete detail of this things. So I want to know like what you know about IoT, at least fundamentally. And this course, this classes will be more of interactive, and I will be like asking more questions, and I provoke you to answer it. So the reason, right, so I will make you to think, and such that you will always remember what I do say. So that's what internet of things is an IoT. Oh, okay. IoT is an internet of things. Yeah, okay, fine. So why it is called as internet of things? Why it is called at least someone type, no problem. So like I will consider, because I cannot expect 40 people or maybe 20 or 20 people can answer me at the right time, right? So just try to tell me like what is internet of things, why it is called so. Because there are many way to answer it, right? So why they say it as things and internet, what is the relationship between things and internet? You can tell me something. So I can, if someone want to speak to us, you can say that yes, I want to, I will try to uh, uh, open the mic. Actually, you can talk to me, because it's a more interactive than I just don't want to be a monopoly here. Okay, once. Okay. Hello. uh, uh okay. So IoT, internet of things, that will connect to different networks and make the life easy. Device communication over internet. Device connection through internet. Okay, fine. Example, I am at office, I want to control my TV at home. IoT will help me to do this in this. Okay, very good. So yeah, with the examples. Okay, fine. IoT will enable to do this. Okay, fine. So is internet is new? Internet of things is new? IoT is new, or do we have a older version of this thing? New. Okay, fine. So any other answers here? So one said it's new. New. Okay. Okay. New. Oh, great. So three, I got answers from three people saying new. Okay. Not new. It's there before. Okay, very good. So okay, Mohammed. So you said it's there before. Can you say what is the before version of it? Let's say in this way, what is the before version, or maybe the 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 what is that, the predecessor of it? Can you say that? What can be that? Because you said no, right? So not new, right? So that's why I'm asking you.
we can connect to home appliance from internet, that's fine. So just because we got penetration of data more now, we are realizing now, yeah, fine. But still I am asking, what is uh, okay, you are saying already the IoT is there. So, and you are saying we are getting to know because of data. I assume that that's the answer, right? Okay, so I think I will tell you this way. IoT is not new. Okay, the answer is partially yes by Muhammad, but the answer connecting LAN, it's not IoT. It's a lot, right? Okay, fine. So the answer is this. Okay, wireless, the IoT, the previous version or the the predecessor called as wireless sensor network. It's a minimum scale. For example, when you're talking about IoT, it is a scale. I will tell you what is scale means later. Okay. Why I'm saying is the previous one is they call it as embedded systems. Okay. Even embedded system do exist. That's a different story. But what I'm trying to say is they have wireless sensor networks there. That's the actual predecessor of it. So now even wireless sensor networks, which I am talking about WSN, is a part of IoT actually. It's actually a subset of IoT. Okay. Why it is like that means in wireless sensor network, right? There is a limitation. For example, it can only scale up to 10 nodes or maybe 100 nodes or maybe 1000 nodes, not more than that. So there is always a limitation. And the level of access that it has, right? It has a limitation. Only you can access uh, limited level of access. You cannot scale for, let's say, example like a smart city, right? So a smart city, something like that. So because smart city, or what you can say is ocean monitoring system, lot of things, right? So all these things, right? So it has a huge scale. Scale means let's say if you are monitoring the pollution control or whatever it is in the scale of city, you think about it, how many sensors it should be needed and how large the network will be like. Okay, so that way of doing it, right, you cannot do with wireless sensor network. Wireless sensor network have a limitation of based on the range actually. But when you're talking about IoT, right, the mode of communication is different here. They use internet here. But when you're talking about wireless sensor network, it is more of Bluetooth or maybe Zigbee protocol. They use both use radio frequency. Okay, like wireless communication, but it cannot scale well. Okay, let's say you can use wireless sensor network kind of scenarios, especially for your smart home application, like that. And also you have a limited control over it. As someone said, right, from sitting from office, you can switch on the TV or switch off the AC, right? You cannot do that. Okay, you have a limited control over it. You can control if you can by sitting in your house, which is exactly like an Ethernet or the internet in your house. It's a limited scope. Okay, that's what it is. So that's used highly in industries actually. Like when I was telling you, right, so the older versions, right, it is highly used in industry, mostly in a closed environments. So that is enough for them. Okay, that's enough because that's what their goal is. So it's like a more of industrial application. Okay, and that's how it works. But when, as Mohammed said, so data, there are a lot of technology evolution happened over the period of these 2 decades, starting from big data, a lot of artificial intelligence and all those stuff, right? So that actually drive, and also a lot of hardware uh, revolutions happened actually. It's not a revolution, I do say that advancement happens. So all these things put together, right, so boomed up the IoT now. And the cost factor, when you're talking about IoT, right, I will say that there are many articles which is saying that in the Second World War, Germans used sensors. Okay, So you will be asking why he is talking about sensor, right? So sensors are the fundamental building blocks of IoT. Okay, fundamental building blocks of IoT. Without sensors, no IoT. Okay, so fundamental building blocks of IoT. So that's what I'm saying. So which means what I'm saying, trying to say is this kind of sensors and all this stuff exists in 1945 itself, even before everyone born here. Okay, I believe, and no one, I think everyone are younger than that span of time. So it's like almost a 50 years at least. Okay, the sensors was there. Okay, it's not new. But the problem here, the thing is, right, due to the explosion of data, due to the size form factor of the sensors and the cheap, now it is getting very cheaper and cheaper as well, and that is especially due to the advancement in the electronic side, like something like a MEMS and something like VLSI design and all those things. Okay, okay, I will ask you one more question. What is sensor? Because that's how I want to define the course, and we will take it further. So that's why I'm asking you a question. What is sensor? Okay, at least one said, that's fine, I'm very happy with them. So sensor is used to measure some physical, yeah, exactly. So I don't know what his name is, so waiting for something. Okay, fine. Yeah, sensor is used to detect some in response signals and detect and response signals. Okay, fine. Yeah, sensors, yeah, you are correct. Convert the physical to into electrical signal. Yes, all are same. So they, it's actually measures some physical parameter, let's say temperature, pressure, taste, vision, all those things. Okay, so coming back, right, so yeah, activity, everything. Okay, that's good. So coming to the main definition, internet of things, right? So the question here is, you should have said, I already told that the predecessor are wireless sensor network, right? So you should now say that they are using internet now. So the definition they should have named as internet of sensors. Why they name it as internet of things? Okay, you got the point, right? So the previous version, the predecessor, is wireless sensor network. So I say that it has a limited access in the wireless sensor network, and we cannot access remotely something like geographically, or you cannot build a larger network. But I said that by using internet, it's highly possible to create such network, right? So the question here is, okay, wireless sensor network, it makes sense, but why they name it as internet of things instead of internet of sensors? Can anyone say? My question is, why things? I'm questioning the name itself. It is more functionality than sense. Yeah, exactly. Uh, yes. Um, Anthony said really good. It's a more functionality than sensors. Exactly. And also, I will try to say that like it's like a more of service here. So like a service, actually they will look it. Okay. So like when you're talking about a smart city, right? Or they will say that all abstraction are built around. They will say, instead of, if you are planting a sensor, say like you are uh, planting 2 or 3 sensors in a shoe, right? In a shoe, right? In a sports shoe, they are doing it. Okay, so if you plant that, right, instead of let's say the sensors are like this: pressure sensor, and also smell sensor, and also, like for example, uh, accelerometer sensors, something like that. Okay, 3 sensors, let's assume that. Okay, all these sensors are placed in the shoe to measure the speed of an athlete, how much fast he is running. Okay, so like that they are placing it, and they want to monitor the activity of this sportsman who is using the shoe. Okay, by the sports board, or maybe by any athletic team or whatever it is. So you might know, you might came across the Kumble bat, right? He's trying to in the cricket, right? So the similar way. Okay, so the question here is, it is not about the sensors here, it's all about functionality it does, and also it is all about the service. Here the service name itself a shoe here. Shoe has three sensors. Okay, so the abstraction here is three sensors equal to a shoe. So and the shoe is instead of saying this is a shoe, this is a shirt and everything, they name it as a thing. And in another way I would define that thing means, and in another way, those are non-living things. Okay, and they don't speak. Okay, so they are in one or another way, they are converting the non-living things into a living thing, which can sense something and express by itself. Okay, that's why it is called thing. Yeah, thing can be controlled by IoT, not thing can be connected using internet, not controlled by IoT, because IoT itself a thing. Okay, uh, it's a good try actually. That's what it is. See, it is about thing means anything in the world. Okay, even though if it is a living thing or non-living thing, you can deploy sensors in them, and then make them to talk and make them to exchange data across them. Okay, such kind of network is called internet of things. The medium they use is internet. Okay, that's why the name come. It's a more of not sensors here right now in this world, right? They don't talk in terms of sensors, they talk in terms of things or services. Okay, that's why it is. So coming to our main thing, that's what the internet of things is. So this is what the definition is about. So there are many other definition, fancy way of saying it. So this is the fundamental way of saying what is IoT. So let's come to this course, right? So like we are going to see, for example, if you are continuing our course, so the course, this is the course curriculum actually. I just want to walk through it. So this course is for beginners to advanced, for at least for intermediates. Okay, definitely. The reason why I am saying this is more of a complete end-to-end course, and especially designed for industry peoples, those who are interested in doing this course actually. So this is more of like it starts from the sensor. So what we are talking about, right? So we will have sensors and we'll be buying and we'll be using some breadboards to do them and build those application. We have sensors there, and we will build breadboards, and by using breadboards we will create some kind of circuitry kind of thing application. And we use Arduino, I think, hope some people might know. We will talk about them a little bit detail later. Okay, the course. So we will use Arduino and Raspberry Pi together, and we create some small application which will sense the application data and send as an application data. Okay, so this is what it is. And each and every course will have a uh, three or four mostly 3 to 2 hands-on sessions. So you will be working on those aspects. So and in the fifth thing, we will be talking about message communications. After you planting a sensor, by using Arduino Raspberry Pi, you can read those data and you can communicate, or you can push those data to the cloud. Okay, why the cloud is needed, right? So the cloud is like a server actually, like an intermediate server, which will enable you to enable, let's say that if you have a mobile app, your if you want to switch on your TV, there should be an intermediate guy, right, who can map your signal, your app signal into that device, right? So that's a cloud actually. Okay, cloud act as an intermediate person. Okay, so that's what the cloud is very important. So after you get these sensors, and if you get the data from the sensor, and you need to push them to the cloud. But before pushing to the cloud, you need to know how the message communication works, right? So how you communicate, what is the protocol that you use? For example, when you're talking about network, right, you people talk about TCP, UDP and all those things, right? The similar way, they are having some sort of protocols in this case as well. So we will talk about message communication protocols, and we'll see how you communicate duplex communication with Azure. Azure and AWS, right? So Azure and AWS are cloud platforms. It's a public cloud. Azure is from Microsoft and AWS from Amazon. So there are IoT platforms there. So we will be communicating this data to those platforms. So in this course, we will be learning IoT platforms in two clouds, which is highly used in industries. Hopefully, everyone who knows cloud computing, they know this. So it's we will using Microsoft Azure and also AWS, Amazon AWS. These are highly used cloud technologies across industry, across board as well. So after having a communication, you need to have a device management things, and we will talk about how you manage the devices in two different clouds, which we are showing it. Okay. So another later on we will focus specifically on one cloud in the 7th module. So we have totally 11 modules. So we will talk about how you can communicate with Azure and all those things. And then we will see how you can do not the similar one in different exercises using AWS. So these are 7 and 8 are modules in about talking about different clouds. And after that, in the 9th, right, everyone interested in IoT analytics part, the machine learning and all those things, right? So that's my expertise as well. So we will talk about them, and everything will be an hands-on, and every classes we will have an assignments and like an incremental. For example, I will provide you a program, and you will be working on those program and implementing it. At the end of the day, end of the day or end of the module, I will give some set of enhancement that you have to do for the function. I will ask you to change the functionality of something. So that's an incremental project, and there will be a complete project here. Actually, like for 30 hour 30 all these days, right, you have to start doing your own project as well. That's a separate project. So we will recommend you to do that, apply our concepts, what you learn and all those things, but you have to solve some different problem, not the same problem that what we are doing here. So that's how it's a more of practical oriented and experience oriented course. So here we will be talking about analytics and machine learning, and the 10th one will be like a solution architecture. For example, how you build an architecture end to end, like for example creating a microservices and all those aspects. So how you bundle those things, and how you will expose other aspects. That's you will see in the 10th. And in the 11th, right, it is more about like a storage and how you create a visualization, business intelligence sort of thing. So if you talk about, like, if you see this course, right, it is from sensors to building a kind of product or POC, a small scale kind of application. It's like a end-to-end thing which connects every dots actually. So this is about the course that we are going to see, and this is what we are going to see now for next 1 hour. Okay. So I think we had gone through the introduction part actually. So what is IoT? And I just explained you that's IoT is. So this is about the course. Okay. This is the definition. People say that there are multiple definitions. As I said, every devices, if you say it like, is a network of physical objects. It can be device, it can be vehicle. I said it as a non-living thing, right? So that's what it is. Any physical objects, and they have a they are connected using internet, and they will talk to each other. Okay, exchange. That's what it is. Exchange the data. But the thing is, there is one more thing which I forgot. It's not forgetting. I just hold down to say it later. If you say these are things, right? This is a thing, and rain is a thing, and if you say it's a bridge is a thing, and if you say something, this building is a thing, right? Yeah. You are converting non-living thing to a living thing, which means it can express something about it, some properties about it, right? So the question here is, I said they will talk to each other. This thing, let's say this one can talk to two can talk to three can talk to five, but four can talk to six, like that. Let's say assume that. Okay. But the question here is, You planting the sensor will convert some kind of pressure or temperature, whatever it is, into some data, right? That is fine. So you got the data. How you will transmit the data? Okay, for example, this guy have some data, this guy have some data, this guy have some data. They need to have a channel, right? Let's say this is a Wi-Fi channel. Let's say it's an wireless internet or maybe wireless LAN. Okay, internet is there. Can you even though if you have an internet, things cannot talk, because you should need an you should have an communication module in it. For example, Ethernet cord, or maybe like if it is a LAN, or you should have a Wi-Fi adapter here, right? Wi-Fi adapter which is embedded on each things. Yeah, one second. Yeah, that's yes. I will come to that. What you said is I will come to that. I think whose name is that? Yeah, Anthony. I will come to that. Okay. You are well said. Okay, that's the next problem I will be telling you. See, you should need a communication module, right? For example, it can be a BLE, or that's a Bluetooth low energy, or it can be whatever it is. Okay, even you can use infrared, or you can use something else. That's fine. But still, if you want to make a thing can communicate with each other, even though if you have an internet, let's say Wi-Fi, it won't talk because it doesn't have an adapter. Which means you should plan, if you are saying thing to talk, you need to have an wireless adapter there, some communication model which will enable you to talk, use the internet as a communication medium. So in this case, let's take it very simple. It's a Wi-Fi model which is there in this thing. So once you place the sensor and Wi-Fi model, that will enable them to talk one way. Okay, and one more thing is, if you want to talk to each other, they will talk it in one way. But let's say there is a sixth guy. This guy want to send only message to this first guy. How you will do it? You should have an unique identifier, something like an IP address, right? That's what I'm saying. You definitely need an IP address, because that's how you can uniquely identify an object. Okay, so you need to have an unique identifier as well. And it's not just if you have the wireless network and Wi-Fi adapter, it will work. No, it won't. You should need a communication protocol, right? That's why you need to have a protocol, and you should know how to send those data, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's all talk about message communications. Even like internet, right? Like a TCP stack, 5-layer networks, right? So it's the similar 5-layer network do exist here. Okay, but with a little bit modification. So what is Internet of Things? This is, I already told you, it's even been doing for 40 years. Yes, it's even more than that. Okay, all this happens, that's because, right, IoT becoming cheaper now, and you having a lot of very good uh, bandwidth, I would do say that, because when you're talking about now, after the Geo came, we will have a huge number of bandwidths. Every mobile have at least 2 GB of data, something like that, approximately 1.5 GB of data. So that actually enable, these are the real enablers of IoT. Okay, lot of things actually form that to make this IoT. So the question here is, what really it makes sense, right? So why we need to have an IoT and all these things? What for this is actually? Okay, so I will ask you, I will give you a question actually, and make you to answer this question. So how many of them having smartphone now here? I think everyone have the smartphone, right? I definitely believe that way. Everyone will have a smartphone. So the question is this: why it is called smartphone? Okay, they can say it's a phone, or you can say it as a mobile, or you can say in another way as a tablet, or whatever it is, right? Why it is smartphone? Why it is called as a smartphone? You can say it is a mobile, or wireless mobile, whatever it is, right? Many activities can be performed using internet. Okay, that's okay. that is fine. Internet is fine. Even you can have in computer, even the mobile laptop that I have, right, it is also having access to internet. Why you are not calling your laptop as a smart something like that? Okay, why not? Multiple application to easy use your life, portability and all those things. Yeah, that's fine, but still, as I know, since it has connectivity to internet and it has two-way communication, we call as smart. You are saying that the internet make that smart? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not just an internet, actually. It's just internet is actually uh, just a medium. Like I would say it's just a medium, actually. When you're talking about IoT devices, when you're talking about IoT devices or whatever it is, right? Maybe the wireless or maybe thing, right? It can have internet as well. Okay, so it has memory to keep data. No, that's not the answer, actually. It's a good try. You can say these all are secondary requirements. Yes, exactly. There is one person who said that. uh, Sorry, that Finindra, right? Fenindra, yes. Fenindra said that, actually. Yeah, sorry. uh, Maybe I just wrongly might pronounce the name, so it's sorry for that if I am wrongly pronounced it. It's exactly sensor. Yes. Why I'm saying this? If you take your mobile, you will have a lot of sensor there. Okay. Why? Okay, you are saying sensors is making your phone as a smartphone. Okay, I will explain you, and I will define you why. See, when you're talking about, let's say you have a list of sensors, I will tell you at least your mobile will have at least 8 sensors. If you remove all the sensors, your mobile won't work mostly. It will be like it's just a dumb guy who can make a call. That's all. Maybe you can use internet. That's a different problem altogether. The reason why is, right, so all these sensors, right, which will enable you to make a phone call, will enable you to track yourself, like a GPS which is there. It is also a sensor. And the camera which is built there, you can make selfie. Even camera is a sensor, you know that. And if you're talking about uh, voice, right, if you're talking, right, even that voice speaker and mic, right, all those things are sensor. Do you know that? Okay. And one more thing, very important thing, you cannot play games without the sensor there, because the sensors like gyroscope and accelerometer, right, by using those things only you can play car games. Then think about it. What I am saying is right. If you plug off all the sensor, then it's a dumb guy. I think you cannot even use it. You have to throw it away. Got the point? Even though if you have an internet, assume that you have an internet, then what's the point? It's not a smart guy. See, the only thing which makes a thing smarter is it has a sensing capability plus communication capability. Okay, that I do agree that communication is very important, but the primary first list of things comes from sensor only. Okay, hope you got the point. So that's why it is called a smart mobile, a smartphone, or whatever it is, right? Or else it's not smart. It's just a thing. That's all. Okay. So the similar way, that's what I am defining you. So without sensor, the smartness doesn't come. And even I will tell you, even we are smart. Humans are smart because of we having sensor in our body. Do you believe? Do you agree or not? We having sensors in our body. Do you agree or not? Yes, that's what it is. See, the vision that your eye is a sensor. Okay, your hand is an actuator. Okay, your nervous signal, your nervous system is a wireless sensor network. Actually, it connects everything, right? If something hits in your, if you step onto some kind of stone or something, like if you feel the pain goes to your brain, right? and brain process those data. And the smell is a sensor, touch is a sense. So that's what we say, right? Human have multiple senses, touch, feel, and all those things, right? Happiness, okay, all this thing, right? That's what they called as sense. Human have some senses. That's why based on that only they created something called sensor. Okay, the sensor is named based on this thing only, the sense. Okay, you got the point now. And actuator. Actuator, what I'm saying is in human body the actuators ears are hand. For example, if a thorn, if you get hurted in the, let's say there is some bleeding is happening, or maybe some flies flying towards your eyes, what you do is you take your eye and block that, right? So what the thing happening here is the camera, that is like the eye, your eye is watching something is flying towards you. That's called a vision sensor, which actually captures the image and sends to the brain, and the brain will immediately act and send signal through your nervous system to your hand. Okay, and hand will block those things. Let's say if the some fly is coming towards your eyes, you will just block those things, right, very fastly. That's a kind of a reflex action, right? Reflex action. So you are doing some action. So in this case, that's what the things which do action is called actuator. Okay, that's what the simple definition of thing is. So that's how the sensor and all those things started beginning. So why they started doing is it's completely one way. There are many reasons for it, but initially it is started from automation. Okay, for example, if you are want to monitor the temperature of a nuclear power plant, you cannot go and see that, right? So because it will eventually kill you. So that's why they want to automate it where human cannot go and do any interaction there. So for that kind of automations they created sensors. So you got the story now. So sensors with communication capabilities, and the network forms wireless sensor network. And if you want to have an access to the something remotely, which means you are sitting from here, you want to access something in USA states or maybe somewhere geographically, or not even in this planet, right? You would definitely need an internet or maybe a different way of communication, that's a satellite phone or something like that's still a different game, but altogether you need to have a communication medium. So they use internet mostly, so that's why it is known as internet of things. Okay, so internet of things is everywhere. Yes, that's what I say. Okay, example like this, and you have a lot of use cases and lot of industries are using. I think IoT is predominantly you initially it was predominantly used in industries. Okay, manufacturing and mechanical engineering kind of things. Even now it's in everywhere. So now this became very popular in the big data era to the common people. Before it was with the industry only, it's like industry ball game. Before now it became it's commonly accessible by even a common person. Even a small kid can buy some sensors and doing some stuff. So that's because, right, it is because of the affordability. Okay, it is very cheap, even a small person can get it. In another way I would say that that's also because of the data, evolution of the data. So I would see IoT as an source for data. Say it because sensors actually sense the signal and convert into data, some form of data. It can be an analog or digital, that's a different story, but still it's a data. Okay, so when you're talking about current era, like let's say even before, let's say before 5 years, people say social media is the biggest data generator, right? Because you have a Twitter and all those things and people can talk and lot of Facebook messages and stuff. But when it's actually going to current right now, it, the internet of things create more data than that. Why? The reason is very simple. Even non-living things can send message, exchange data. Okay, even living things are using sensors. like us, right? So think about it. If you say if you are building a smart city application or smart city itself, think about how many sensors, billions of sensors you will be planting in a let's say in a city. And then each and every second or milliseconds, no, it won't be millisecond, at least in this order of seconds there will be a data communication happen. Okay, think about it. And you know that, right? A Boeing flight from which is flying from, let's say, from Chennai or from Bombay to any country, any state to Delhi, right? To that level, right? For a single travel, it will emit almost 1 terabyte, even more than 1 terabytes of data. More than 1 terabytes of data. I would say that it is a little bit older data, older numbers. It will even emit more than that. Think about all this flight, buses, most of the things, right? Even I'm saying the modern buses have a lot of sensors, trains everywhere, which means it makes uh, everything to express something. Okay, that's what it is, making them smart. So if you're talking about use cases, it is widespread actually. Okay, so the challenges that we face, right, when you're talking about internet of things, right? So it's not easy. But when you're talking about, right, I was telling you the scale. So, and the scale with respect to is, right, number of devices they use. Yeah, number of I would say that each and every person in the earth, right, at least holding 10 to 20 sensors, at least 10 sensors. Personally, I will tell you now, because even you people are holding 10 sensors at least. Let's say you are using smartphones. Assume that. I think hopefully everyone use the smartphone here. So in this case, you are a single person having 10 sensors. Think about what is the population of the earth. I don't know. It's like a more like billion and a billion of billion, or I don't know, some number. Assume that into 10. What is the number? It is more than the number of users. It's growing faster. Still, I'm saying 10 is a very normal number. Okay, on average 10. Definitely, it will be more than that. Highly possible. So in that case, if you put up in that way, think about how much data it will generate, and how much network traffic it will generate. So think about the scale of data. And the another important thing is the volume of data is highly dependent upon how frequently you would get the data. Let's say that you have a trigger of monitoring something, some application alert system, it will monitor for every 5 seconds. Then think about like it will be 24/7 into 365 days. Okay. Then what is the number? It's really massive number, right? That's why I say it is even more than the data generated by WhatsApp and every social media that you are talking about. Even if you are sleeping, right, the sensor is working, man. Okay, that's the point here. So if you're talking about smart city application and all those aspects, forget about it. That's it. So the problem here is scale. So that's why we are using Internet of Things, internets to connect, and you using cloud to process huge data. That's why our curriculum is completely do cover all those aspects. It has it's talk about some cloud and how you process those data and all those stuff. So scale, right? The pace is like the skill. Data science, I was telling you, right? So see, when you're talking about data science, big data and all those things, right, IoT plays a very major role there. And even when you're talking about uh, artificial intelligence, right, robotics, if you talk about robotics, that's all. It's completely Internet of Things. So that's what I'm saying. Wherever you want, wherever you go, all these technologies are highly related to each other. I would say that IoT is a kind of source actually. Okay, most of the time. So there are many other environments actually. Yeah. So this is a very common thing which I would like to say. So data is oil. Everyone knows this phrase actually now. So the question here is, right, the data. without even what we are going for fancy, we are going for IoT and all those things only for one little thing. It's not a little thing, it's a big thing. That's called data. Okay. If you, let's say that you are creating an IoT device, but you never care about the data that it is getting. You are just doing for something like that. Then I would say that it's completely useless. If you are not using the data wisely, what you are getting from the sensors or things like that, let's say that way, maybe the POC that you develop is, that's a different story altogether. That's a learning process. But when you're talking about if you build a smart city or smart home, but you are not using the data wisely, then I say that you are wasting the thing. Oh, it's a complete waste of money. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. See, sensors generate huge data. So the data that I was talking about. Okay, fine. I generate data. What else? See, I have a data. Let's say that is some kind of temperature data, or maybe some kind of, let's say, a geographical data, GPS data. For example, you are tracking your activity. Let's say that. Okay, you are in which location, something like that. I have a data. Then what? Okay, then what is, you know, that data, the information is made up of data, and knowledge is actually created from the information. And I will actually tell you, like, what, before telling this what is that, I will say that you can say uh, wisdom is from created or extracted or something done by using knowledge. That's, everyone knows that. Okay, it's actually built. That's why it is called knowledge. This is called knowledge pyramid. Okay, knowledge pyramid. When you're talking people who are working in data engineering, knowledge engineering, right, they will very frequently see this thing. Okay, I would ask you a question here. Okay, instead of talking too much from my side, okay, I will put another question here. Can you give an example of wisdom? What I can say is, can you give an example of data? What is data? Example. I am not asking any definition here, man. I am asking you data, information about the data. What is data? Sorry, give an example. This is data. It's a very simple one, right? So you can try it out. Temperature. Very good. Yeah, temperature is data. Good. Exactly. No, the collection. No, collection of information is knowledge, actually. Okay. uh, I just don't want to mention the name. So collection of knowledge, it's a good try, but still it's a part of it. So it's a collection of information is a knowledge. Okay. It's a good try. Voice. uh, yeah, it's a complex data. I agree with that. It's like a multi-dimensional data. Voice. Yeah. Speech. Yeah, speech are two-dimensional data. Yeah, it's a, but still if you talk, say it's a multi-dimensional data as well. Okay, that's it's I think everyone understand what I'm talking about. Email. Yeah, email is actually an information, actually. Okay. Raw data. Yeah, good. Yeah, good, actually. Yeah, if you talk about data can be split into two things. Okay. Three things, I will say that. One is raw data. Another one is like a uh, it's not a raw data, it has some kind of context. For example, like temperature. Okay, temperature have context. So another one is noise. Let's say some kind of unwanted data. It's something like a stupid thing. Okay, maybe some exabytes, or think about something like a noise. Okay, so when you so that's how it is. So can you give an example? I think you got this point. So I coming to the main thing. Can you give an example for wisdom? That's the main thing that I want to ask you. So I just asked for data because I want to make sure how you are going to think. So, oh, wisdom is IoT. Okay. Okay, not. I don't agree with that. So I will tell you why I don't agree with that. Okay, later. Wisdom is not IoT. Okay. Can anyone say an example of wisdom? I will say that IoT is just in the layer of data. That's all. Not even knowledge. Until unless you having some algorithm. Okay. Yeah. If you have the IoT is having some kind of machine learning algorithm or whatever that you put, uh, if you don't at that level only it will reach the knowledge layer. If you're having some kind of way of specially processing those data and inferring something like that, okay, some sort of knowledge, then only it reaches the knowledge layer, or else it's just in this layer only. Okay, fine, I will tell you. So the example for wisdom is humans. You are wisdom. Am I right? Correct, right? You are the only species in this world, right, having wisdom. That's what you say, right? You will have some kind of seven senses or eight senses, they will say, right? So you have such kind of capability, right? So that's what it is about. You are a perfect example of wisdom. No one in this planet actually. So at least in this planet, I don't know about other planets, that's a different thing. So I am talking about here. Okay, so um, that's make you a wisdom, which means like you are really special. That's what I'm saying. Every humans are very special because they possess wisdom by nature actually. That's completely because of one thing, that is brain. Okay, brain actually uh, takes all the data input from our sensors, from your brain, from your from our eyes, from our ears and whatever stuff, and it will actually what I can say is create a network like a deep learning network. I think people who some may know what is deep learning kind of thing, neural network, or maybe whatever it is. If you don't know that, fine. It's actually brain is a kind of a storage which actually grinds all those data together, which you are seeing, hearing throughout the years, and actually make you an expert. Okay, wisdom. That's what it is, wisdom. You got the point. So everyone are trying to move towards wisdom. To create a wisdom, right, the data is very important. Let's say human is in one wisdom, living wisdom. If you want to create a machine as in wisdom, right? Let's say, for example, there are many science fiction movie that you had seen. Like for example, the robo will like something like do some like more than like a human, right? So how this is possible? Like let's say even that's a fiction one. It is not at all for right now. It is not done. Okay, right now it is not done. So the question here is, to make a machine like a human intelligence, you need to plant sensors into that, which means senses to that. For example, like human, it can listen, it should speak, it like that. Okay, all these things has to be incorporated there. Even after that, you need to have a huge amount of data. Okay, continuous learning, but still even it is not achievable. Still now people not created an machine level, human level machine robo. They created robo, but it has a special some specialized areas. For example, it will be like a lawyer, or it will be like a someone, but it doesn't have a very good knowledge scape like human. No, it's not. It don't have feeling or like something like that. Okay, there are many aspects actually that makes human unique. So the question why I'm talking about all these things, right, to make a machine like a human, right, you need data to, and you need sensors to get those data. So you know that, right? So this is very very important. So that's why IoT plays a very major role here to collect data, which means which converts non-living things to a living thing. Okay, so coming back, so we will be talking about some kind of sensors and all those stuff, and we will be using these boards actually, Arduino and Raspberry Pi, where you will be useful for processing those data that I was telling you, right? Sensors will get you a data. That's fine. With the data, nothing you can do. It's just a data. You need to do some kind of processing there, right? Processing on them and do some meaningful things, right? To do those things, you need to have some kind of processing unit, CPUs or microcontroller. So this is an Arduino is a microcontroller based thing. Raspberry Pi is an SoC, but it's an CPU kind of thing. Okay. So that's what I will be actually learning in this course actually. So I already told you what is sensors and actuators. It actually generates an data. It actually converts a signal into an action, physical action. So we'll be seeing those things. This is a simple example of Arduino. I think hopefully people might know this. Those who know, that's fine. But I think if you don't know, you just see it. This is the Arduino where you will be writing your programs here. Or we will do some kind of embedded programming in this course. So this is the Raspberry Pi. So this is hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Yeah, I think there is some kind of, it's not an audio issue. I think there is some kind of internet disconnection, connectivity happened here. So sorry for that. So what I will try to say is, okay, I think we will talk about this a little bit, and I just don't want to make you miss this conversation. Okay, so we will be talking about this thing. I think I am here. I think so. Are you here when I am talking about this? Hello. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Yeah. This is some kind of bad internet connection. So, okay, so we will be seeing Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and all those things. So, as I said, so this is how the Arduino looks like. So you can use this Arduino to do some kind of, you can write the programming here. and do some kind of processing. It's a kind of more embedded C programming. It's a more simpler than that. So the second one we will be talking about is a Raspberry Pi. It is like a computer actually. It's a microcontroller thing, based thing, microprocessor thing. It's like an SoC, system on chip. So we'll be using it for programming as well in our course. So these are sensors actually. So I was telling you, right? So we having lot of sensors for different use cases. The same sensor will be used for different application as well. That depends upon your requirement. Okay, and we'll be doing programming languages, dealing with programming languages like C programming for Arduino and Python for Raspberry Pi and some Node.js as well. Okay, so this is what. So when you're talking about Arduino, you will be doing programming here. So this is the way they used to write a programming. They called as program as a sketch in Arduino. So this is the fundamental way of writing programming language. Programming in Arduino, you will have variables and set up variables where you can set up those things before running it. And this is a loop actually. Okay. So just I was checking out whether you are hearing my conversation or not. Okay. Are you hearing me? Can we use Java for, yeah, you can use it, man. Yeah, that's up to you. Okay. That's up to you. Whatever you want, you can use it. Okay. So you can use it, but when you're talking about Arduino, right? So Arduino, right, it is like a more of C only because it's a more of embedded kind of thing, but you can still do with Java, but I still recommend you can use C, but don't get panic. It's a C will be very hard kind of things. Okay, it is very easy. Okay, so only with Arduino you will be going with C, and but when you're talking about Raspberry Pi and all those things, right, so you can use Java. So this is how the program will be. You see that there's a sample program. So this is how it looks. So it is a very simple. See, you having functions, many lot of functions, serial dot available. So when you're talking about C, you don't have something like dot and all those things, right? That's what I say. It's not like a C. You will have objects here. Okay. It's a very simplistic C. Okay. Such that you can easily understand. Similarly, we will be using Python in this will be like a similar thing, and you can also have Java as well. As Akhtar asked, you can use Java as well in this Raspberry Pi for writing programs. Okay, so after writing this program, right, your devices will be like this. So this is how the complete interaction will happen. These devices will be here. The devices will be talking to the internet using communication channel and communication protocol. They will exchange those data, and once the data is come here, you can process in a three different way. You can use analytics, as everyone knows that after once you get the stream of data, you can store this data into database, any form of database or data store. Anyway, it's a cold data, it's not an active data because you are storing the data, and you can use all these things, Hadoop and all those things, right? So Hadoop Spark, or maybe you can use some kind of scikit-learn or whatever it is, machine learning algorithms kind of things. You can do it. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing is once even when it's like doing in on fly, the data is coming continuously, you will be processing them in on fly itself. Okay, that's what they use Strom here. Okay, it's like a stream analytics. So another one is, some people they call it as a service fabric. After you process those data, and you will be exposing as a services. So it is a more of exposing the data. Okay, so that's why it is services actually. And you can also have a communication buses also here. Yeah, like for example, like a queue, you are sending data in one queue and you are getting in another thing like that. Okay, so these are the way that after you process those data. Okay, can you please tell me what Hadoop, what is that? Oh man, okay, fine. Okay, single line, right? It is a big data processing framework. Okay, in single line. You got it? You will be having petabytes of data. Okay, things about not about gigabytes, or I'm talking about petabytes of data. Okay, if you want to process them, right, you need a framework. Like, let's say, a kind of, you can say, like a libraries. Okay, you need to have a libraries, right? So the one way of doing that is Hadoop. Okay, that's what it is. So the similarly, after processing those data, right, you can you can show the dashboard or any other aspects, right? So using mobile phones, so for example, you are saying, right, in mobile phone someone said you can control TV, all those things, right? So that's what it is, that you get those data and it is shown in the screen, like an app, and you can operate them. So that's this is how actually IoT devices and the cloud interacts. Okay, so it's a very similar diagram, but it's a more of detailed one. So it is about more devices and gateways. So we will be covering all these components. We will be covering Arduino, this Raspberry Pi here, and we will control all this storage thing, stream processing, data store, that's a storage, register, that is like like a device management thing. If you see this, right, all these things are covered here. If you see, this is storage, and this is intelligence, the first layer, the front layer. And then if you say, what I can say, this architecture, right, this Microsoft Fabric, Service Fabric, which we are talking about there, and Steam Analytics here. See, that's what I'm saying. So every part of these building blocks are covered in the part of course. This is what data visualization. So this course is all about, right, covering all the components of IoT reference architecture. If you say, people in everywhere they say it's a reference architecture, this is the diagram of reference architecture of IoT. Okay, and the another important thing is you are doing all this processing and all those things, right? This thing is very important, IoT security, because when you're talking about healthcare applications, right? So even IoT, they are using IoT very predominantly, and even many other aspects as well. So the data confidentiality and security are very important. So we will be also discussing about those components in our course. So this is what about our course and course layout and all those stuff. So do you have any questions here? So we will talk about these things. So whatever that we discuss here, right, talking about fundamentals of IoT, and the IoTs are highly used for extracting the data from non-living things, right? And we will be processing those data in the cloud. All these are the architectural level things, right? So this is what we are going to do. So everything is covered in this course. So do you have any questions? So the questions are open here, because we are going to have a demo now. Because before going to demo, I want to make some questions to be answered. So you are welcome to ask me questions now. So if you have any doubts, that whatever you learned right now, you can ask me question. So I am ready to answer it. We can have some 15 minutes, 10 minutes of questionnaire, 10 to 15 minutes of questionnaire. Meanwhile, I will take some water. Um, I'm getting a lot of questions here. Very good. So it's appreciated. So I will answer one by one, and we will go for demo after this questionnaire is get answered. Uh, what is the duration and fees? Okay, okay, you can ask this thing to uh, our team staff. They will be sending you some link, and you can actually get from them. Obviously I don't know the answer for that. So you can talk to them, so they will actually provide those info to you. Then the another question is, so Raspberry Pi, Arduino, etc. will be Yeah, middleman between sensor and data. Yeah, if you say in that way, yes, yes. Because say what I will say that, right? Sensor is just a device. Okay, it is just a sensor. Sensor you have to you should sensor will send something, but still there should be some program logic which has to get the data from the sensor, right? So that is the responsibility of Arduino there. Okay. The in another way, what I do say is what you say is right. It's a kind of middleman actually. Okay, something like that. Okay. In this case, Raspberry Pi and Arduino act as a thing, something like a carrying person or carrying body, or an intermediate person who pull the data or get the data from that sensor and push to some cloud or whatever it is. You are right. So in which way this IoT concepts helpful to system administrator? Very good. So it's a good question. So how it is useful for system administrator? So I think even if you're talking about a system administrator, right, it is very quite important. Why I do say that, right? Even if you are working on data centers, assume that sensors are highly used there. Okay. For example, health monitoring systems and all those things, right, work based on sensors only. And in another thing, right, if you're talking about Cisco routers, all those things, right, they heavily use sensors for proactively monitoring and uh, proactively doing any tasks. Okay, so this is what it is about. So for system administrator, even your system, whatever the system you are dealing, right, in one or another way, will be having sensors. Let's say you are having a rack server, right? So many rack servers do have sensors actually. So that's what it is. For example, if you are let's say you are designing a power management system or something like that, so it even do have sensors. If you're talking about any routers, gateways that you are that you are using for your company to connect systems, they use sensors. So that is what it is about. Okay. So I am having BA. Oh, okay, very good. Business intelligence and data warehousing background, very cool here. Whether I am fit for this course or it required embedded knowledge. No, I would say that you don't need much embedded knowledge here. I think I believe that you know some sort of programming thing, conceptually thinking how to write a programming. So that's enough. Okay, because that's why Arduino make things life simple. For example, in your case, right, you can think like a IoT as a data source. That's all. When you're talking about data warehouse, right, you will having a multiple data sources here, SQL and stuff like, right, SQL and Kafka, message queues, something like that, and big data, right? So all these things are data sources for you that will pump you data to your warehouse. The similar thing, you can think IoT as a data source, which will give you get some kind of sensory data, and you can put those in warehouses, or you can do some business intelligence on top of it, kind of visualization, slicing, dicing, and kind of things, right? So that's how I'm saying. Okay, I would say that you don't need to have a very hardcore embedded programming skills. You have to think in this way. Okay, how you will do data warehousing, data visualization for IoT projects? So if you look at that way, right, this course is correctly fit, will correctly fit for you. Don't think see this. If you see this IoT, what I'm trying to teach you is not a single job. If you say it has a multiple job descriptions, I will say that. For example, pure hardware engineer and embedded software engineer, okay, and IoT architect here, and cloud IoT architect here, and business intelligent person like you. So that's what I'm saying. So you should think it's just, you don't think like it's a one piece of job. No, that's not it is. It's a multiple piece of job. Okay. So that's what. So you are exactly fitting, because you are talking about you are a person of BI and and the data warehousing, right? So I do that because basically even I am that because I am a data scientist. So I know exactly what I am talking about here. Okay. Yeah, this is very fit for you. So uh, and thanks for the answer. Fine. Yeah. Can a novice join this course? Yes, you can do that. Novice can join this course, but the one requirement is that um, you should be interested in doing this course. That's what it is about. If you have a passion to do this course, it has a different connectivity things, and you will be covering and you will be learning from my experience, like what I learned for cross and my research and all those things. I will be talking about to you. And the only thing is you should little bit put your effort on that. That's what it is. It won't be like a very what I can say is a very tough course, but still you have to put some energy in it. That's what it is. Okay, can anyone use Azure for free? Yeah, it's a see, the thing is, right, you are going to use Azure for free only. Okay, Azure is for free for 30 days. Okay, and after that, even after 12 months, they will provide you some free services. So you can make sure you can use safely, but still you need to have a credit card there. Okay, we will see that. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is, I think, this is the course thing. So we will think about, like, we can go for some demo. So we will create some useful application. So we will talk with. I think this course covers AWS and Azure. So there are many cloud out there. Right? I think you know that. You might know that. For example, IBM Cloud, GCP, Google Cloud, and all those things. Am I right? So what the thing here is, right? We are going to do an application using IBM Cloud here. So that's what it is. So the use case which we are going to solve here is, let's say you are an Uber company, or like a fleet company, fleet management company. You having 10 to 50 drivers, or maybe 10 drivers or 3 drivers, I don't know, maybe whatever it is, n number of drivers. You having n number of cars, assume that. So you are having a problem here to you are getting a lot of complaints saying that your drivers are driving like a crazy dogs, and they are like behaving very badly, something like that. And behaving badly in sense, like, I am not saying harassment. I am telling you, like, that person is driving very rash driving, doing some rash driving there, and it's really scary for me, like. And some people saying, and also you are getting some complaints that um, drivers are not available for right time for a given appointment and all those things. So the question here is, right, the management want to monitor the behavior of the behavioral aspect, where this car is and how fast this driver is driving. So that is the use case that this fleet company want to do it. So they are actually calling for a tender, a project, for any people who want to do it. Okay. So the question is, you are given 10 minutes to do this problem, and you have to show some POC how it works. The thing is, I will repeat, you want to monitor the position of the driver, and each and every time, maybe in the order of 5 seconds or whatever it is, that's up to you. I don't want to mention it's a 5 second. You want to keep track of the driver's position whenever you want. Another thing is, you want to check out how fast he is going. You are having 5 to 10 minutes to convince your customer. How you will do it? You have to do this by using simulators. You will be creating some kind of simulator program and explain them Okay, this is how you can create it, this kind of simulator, this box, right, this box kind of device, and you can put this box into your car, and you can keep track of those things. So that is how you are going to convince it. This is the this is how you can tell in your by your mouth, like a word of mouth, right? So people, if you do that, right, the customer may convince or may not convince, that depends. But if you show some demo conceptually and says that this is going to be there, that's going to be there, and this is how the output comes, and he will be really convinced, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to do that thing. We are going to create a simulator and solve this problem right away in 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, so this is what the timeline, so we'll be doing this. Okay, let's get started. I think you people can start creating account in IBM Cloud. Go to Google and type IBM Cloud, and actually create an account. Sign in, actually sign up actually. Okay, it's a straightforward, pretty straightforward. It won't ask for any credit card. IBM won't ask any credit card for 1 month. Okay, but other cloud, they will be asking credit cards. So I will ask everyone to create an IBM Cloud account right now. Those people who have already having an IBM Cloud account, and they can actually use that, but make sure it is active or not. If it is not active, don't use it. In that case, you have to recreate your account. So got my point? So let's do it. Okay, go on, type in the Google IBM Cloud, and then click IBM Cloud. Say I already have an account, so I am just, if you don't have it, you just click it. So those who don't have an account, you can start doing this actually. Okay, you start creating this account. So I have an account already. You start creating this. Okay, so I have my own account, so I'll be using those things. So once you log in, right, so it will look something like this. So it looks like something like this. And just after creating this, you just ping me out, because I am waiting for you to join. So we will start implementing those things, what we are talking about and all those things, right? So I am waiting for you. And once you all created, just ping me saying completed. Okay. So once completed, I will be start implementing, doing our exercise. Oh, very good. I created my account. Oh, very good, man. So I think two of them already created the account. Let's wait for some couple of minutes. So I think rest of them can join. I found really very fast people here. I'm happy about that. Is there any reason for that? Yes, I will tell you what is the reason for that. Create button is created. Okay, what is that? Create button is disabled. Which button is disabled? Create button. This one. No. It won't be disabled. No. Oh, the first thing, right? In that case, right, you have to type your email ID there. Okay. Once you type the email ID, I think it will be enabled. Okay, that's what it is about. In the IBM cloud, right? Yeah, it is not disabled actually. So it will make sure you enter a valid email ID there. Oh, you typed it and then enter it. Email it, yes. Still, no, it will never happen like that. It's not enabled. Okay, I will tell you. One second. I will show you. I will take some different browser. Okay, I will take this thing. Okay, IBM Cloud. Okay, one second. Okay, this is the first thing. So you are in IBM Cloud. The first. No. Yeah, this one. So IBM Cloud. Then you have a cloud sign in or sign login. So you click that. So you are here, right? So am I right here? So this is the place, Anthony. So you are in this place, right? Okay, very good. So you enter your email ID here because what happened, right? If I enter my email, it is already there. So I have to do some things, stuff like that. Let's say I will give some other email ID, which is already there actually. So if I enter here, right, it will do like this. Email is already there. Okay. But in your case, right, it should log in. You got the point? Can you give a try? If it is not that, right, that's the case, then you have to use another email ID. That's all, very simple. Can you make it now? Use another email ID else. You just need to enter here. Those who have, they will log in here. So you enter here. After entering it, you just type enter, and it will ask you for first name, last name, something like that, and you just fill those info. Typing, very good. Trying, okay, try it. Trying. Okay, nice. So come to my account. I think we will give another 2 minutes, couple of minutes. So that I think maybe some may actually, even if they progress a little bit, then we can do it. Okay. I think meanwhile, right, you can see what kind of services this IBM cloud will provide you. So they are having a lot of services, something like this. Okay, that the IBM is providing for us. So we are going to use those services to create our application. Okay, so in this case, right, we are going to use Node.js, sorry, Node-RED. It's actually an application which is developed by using Node.js. I think some people may know Node-RED, or some people at least may know Node.js. What is Node.js? Okay, so we are going to use it, but it's, don't think like you need to have a very good programming skill for doing this exercise. No, I will be giving you the code so you can use that code. Actually, it's a very simple code. So Anthony, is there any progress in your side? So can you just actually uh, progressing from the place where you are? Oh, great. That's great. That's great. Okay, then I think you will eventually will finish in, yeah, 1 or 2 minutes. Oh, cool. From IE, it works. Okay. Anyhow, it works, right? That's really good for us. Okay. So once you log in it, and you will be in this page. So this is something called dashboard. It will show you some details about it. So these are the resource groups and all those things. So it's we don't want to think about it. So what you do is you press catalog. You see this? There is something called catalog here, right? Click catalog. Once you click the catalog, right? You click starter kits. Starter kits. So it's actually a kind of starter kit. Okay. Click starter kits. Once you click starter kits, you will see Node-RED. I was telling you, right? This application is the program that we are going to deal, or the exercise is about Node-RED, which is built by using Node.js. So click Node-RED. Okay. Everyone are in this page. So if you are in dashboard, select catalog, and then select catalog. If you are in this dashboard, select catalog, click starter kits, and wait, starter kits. Click Node-RED. Okay, the one thing that you have to give here is, give some second, give a minute, it is getting loaded. The only input that you have to give is a unique name. That's all. Okay, you give some unique name, don't use common word name like dog, maybe something like that. Okay, give some unique name. Okay, my unique name is this, so I just give an unique name. So after giving a unique name, you just click create. That's all. So everything is done. So it will, what it does is, you just give a name and click create. What it does is, it will create a web server for you. Okay, a Node.js server and a NoSQL database. It's like a two-tier application which is actually ready-madely built for you to develop an application. This is the power of cloud. If you don't, if you, for example, if I ask you to build this setup of your own from the scratch, you will be doing some, if you are really lucky, right, if you are really lucky, you can complete this all this setup in half an hour or maybe 1 hour. If you are really not lucky, it will take even days. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So think about that. Such kind of complex thing is built by cloud in just a single click, less than 5 minutes. So this, why it takes 5 minutes is, it actually spawning a container for you, a VM, a machine for you, and which will have two different softwares for softwares or application running on it. Okay, the one is database, cloud and DB, it's a NoSQL one. The second one is Node.js server. Okay, where you will be hosting your kind of, it's a sort of web application, sort of. Okay, you will be seeing it right away now. So this is starting, it takes some time. So once this is completed, it will show you awake, the green signal, or maybe started, whatever it is. Sometimes in a worst scenario, it will say it is stopped. In that case, you have, there will be a button appearing here, you have to restart this thing. That's all. Okay, just restart from there, it will work for you. Right now it will take some time. Those people want some, have some water, just they can have it. Just some 2 3 4 minutes of break is fine. So by that time it will be ready, we will get into that. Okay, let's give some 2 to 3 minutes of break, and let those people who are behind, they can catch up actually. And it will take some time actually, we have to wait, we have no options. Okay, so if it is taking a little bit time, so let's refresh and see what is happening. What we can do is, if it is starting, right, so you just go to this thing, this menu here, this menu I am seeing, and have a hamburger menu, go there and go to dashboard. Yep, yeah, it is, see, it is running now. Maybe it's showing some kind of thing, it's keep starting, but it is running now. So just, that's what I want to go back and come, go get out of this and come back. So to do that, you just go click this buttons and click dashboard. So it shows that it is running here for me. It's cool. So I just click here again. Okay, now I am into this thing. It will show me green actually. Oh, not running. Oh, funny. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. If it is showing it's not running, let me check. It's not running actually. So if it is not running, that's fine. So what you do is there is a menu here. You click this and restart it. Very good. Sometimes happens for everyone. No one is exception. Very cool. I clicked create. No, no, no. Don't create. Click create resource. Okay, that is one. Don't do that actually. On dashboard, it's 0 bar 1. I think it is running means, and you have to wait actually for a time. So it is still spawning. So in dashboard, you have to click catalog. Okay. In dashboard for Anthony, dashboard, you click catalog, the catalog on top, and select starter kit. You see that this option, catalog, starter kit, and this button. Okay. See, it's restarting actually for me. That's why it's 0 bar 1. So let's actually wait. Yours is running. That's really cool actually. Mine is not running. It's sad of me. I don't know. Maybe it takes some time. Sometimes I have to do it repeatedly. Sometimes it takes some time, so we have to keep doing it and make sure it is running. So sometimes happen. You gave name, click create. That's all. There will be a button create there, right? Click create. You gave name and click create. That's all. Those who created, right? I ask you to create this. Click this visit app URL. Just click that. It will open your web page. Okay. I don't know why it's taking me a long time for me. Yeah, you can see your web page, right? So where you can create username and password there, and make sure you remember those username and password. That's very important. Okay, what I would do is I will try to do that again. For me, I think something really not working out for me, so that's fine. So what I would suggest, what I will try to do this is I will recreate everything from the scratch. So delete. So once you create your username and password there in your web server, click next and finish it. So that that's it. So I will, after that, right, you can again re-log in into the same page. It will route to some page. After finishing it, you click that button. There will be a button there. It will ask for username password. You try to enter the username password that you created there. Yeah, sure. So I am getting some error here, so I'm just waiting here. So once that is done, so I will go for that. I think I'm getting some screwed off here. So you reach the Node-RED editor, right? So what you do is after that you create your username and login, and you create there will after that it will route to one page. So there will be a Node-RED editor button. You click that button, and it will ask for username password. You give it. After you give an username password, it will show you some place where you like a visualization kind of environment. Like for example, where you can drag and drop and do something like that. Okay. So that's the editor actually. So I am getting some very worst days. It's taking so much time for me. Yes, there if you see that right in the visual page, you will be in the left corner, right? You will be seeing input, functions, and output, right? So in that case, you have to drag and drop the buttons that the items that present in that column in that session. Input button, input, there will be an actually input trigger. You plug and drop the trigger there into that environment, and then you plug and drop in the function. There will be a button called function. You drag and drop there. In output, there is something called debug. You plug and drop there. And you connect them actually. You got the point? You connect them. It's like a wire actually. Like after you plug and drop all those things, that is first thing is trigger from the input block. Inject, yeah, inject, yes, inject. The first one, see, in you see it's an input, right? There will be first one, that's a trigger. Inject, yes, drag and drop it. And in the middle, in the bottom, there will be something called function, right? In that there will be a, if you click that, it will having a first button function. You also drag and drop that here. Okay, and then in the output session, you will be having debug, drag and drop here. So connect them just by dragging a line to that. It's like a dragging line and connecting it. Yeah. Once you connected it, I'm having a very bad day here, man. So I cannot even connect and create an account. Sorry, this thing. I don't know why it is happening so for me. Useless. And once you connected, right? So what I suggest you is you click the function button there. Only function button. So in that function button, it will show you some program, actually written message, MSG, right? So you copy and paste the message which the program that I wrote here into that session. Okay. So I am really sorry that I cannot show you that part. Actually, I am getting some problem here, which is completely unusual, which normally won't happen here. I don't know why this is happening. It's keep on happening like this. So once you copy this code there, it is a program that is going that you are going to, the logic is going to work. In the right corner, right, in the right extreme corner, you will be seeing a debug button, yeah, like a bug there, right? Debug button. Click that button. Debug button. The debug button will be in this side, right corner, the small one on top, little bit. Okay, after doing that, you go, there will be something called deploy button here, something here. Okay, click the deploy button. Okay, so once you yeah, for me it is running, so very great, man. So I will show you the demo right away how to do this. So I will do this a little bit faster. So next, yeah, successfully deployed, very good. It took me a amount of time, so I am also in the, I will be doing it right away. So I am going, this is the page. So after clicking this node editor button, you will be going in and it will ask for my credential here. So it's not a problem for me. So I just do that. So I am logged in. Okay, so once I logged in here, this is what the environment looks like. So if you see, this is the input. I apply, drag and drop this inject here. So when you're talking about this output, this is the debug. So drag and drop here. Fine. So after this output, you will have something called functions. I will drag and drop here. So I will connect this thing like this, straight. Connect here. Cool. So something like this. So what I do is I will click and change my name here, like something like a sensor. It's just a name actually, don't think like that. It's a sensor, Arduino, or any device. Arduino. So I copy and paste the program which I pasted for you. Instead of that, I will say Arduino, or I will put like Raspberry Pi. Okay. So let's say this is the cloud, some mobile app. Cloud mobile app. So this is the names, just for your understanding. So after I wrote a program here, I deployed it. So I have to move to this debug window, which is shown here. I saying, right, this is the debug window. It shows, if you see that, this is where, right, so after this deploying, I think what you have to do is you have to trigger this, because let's say after 5 seconds it is triggering something. So it's like a button here, push button. I push this, you see the output is coming there. I push this and output is coming there. I push this and output is coming there. It is very similar how you can show to this, to your customer. This is the sensor which is present, which is deployed in your car. Actually it pushes the GPS position, location and longitude, the location, longitude and latitude where the car is, and also it also pushes the speed of the car, velocity. Okay, the two car, and which is actually pushing at every 5 seconds, and the Raspberry Pi collects all those data and do some processing and create a message, because it has to communicate, right? It will create a packet, a message, and it will send to the cloud for each every click. So this is the logic. Okay, if you see it, this is what it is. The device name, actually D, which said the name, it can be your car name, my device. The location will be longitude and latitude, and the velocity, and the type is GPS. Velocity can be this way. So if you see this program, right, it is just a dummy program where you are injecting the data, but still what I'm saying is this is conceptually proves that how you can design a system. And you can say to your customer saying, this is a sensor we are putting in the car, and this is Raspberry Pi which is also in the car. This is, these two things are in the car, and you are somewhere sitting with some mobile application, you can watch this thing. So the output will be something like this. So you got the point now. So that's how you can convince your customer, assuming that your clouds are working fine. Mostly it will work fine. Sometimes this happens. This is an exception one. So you got the point, right? So how you can do this thing, deploy and run, that's what it is. After successfully deploying, you should click this button here. Once you click this button, it will show the output here. Okay, so everyone in this page, so those who got this, so nice of you. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If it is not, we can close the session, wind up the session. Trigger is disabled. My trigger is disabled. Oh, how come this is? So this is the trigger. See, this is what I'm saying. This is the trigger, right? Okay. So here it is a button actually. What the button? What is the button next to output? This button? This is nothing actually. You are deactivating it. Okay. Make it activated. Don't press this button, man. You should press this button. Okay. Don't press that button. That's the point. Okay. You have to only press this button. The button in inject. Okay. Okay, fine. So you can see this output out here. So it is in a JSON format. So that's how it works. So you are showing a sample simulator and convincing your customer how you can do this without having any hardware and with a given small amount of time. Okay. How many type of sensors? There are many types of sensors actually. Okay. Actually in this case we used one. In this simulator we used two sensors. It's just a program sensors only. It's not a real sensor. So here we use GPS and accelerometer. Okay. Okay. So I think we are done with the session. So those who are interested can, I think people, they will contact you. So this is the end of session. Yeah, thanks. So those who are interested, we can, let's meet. So we can do something. So, and thanks for attending the seminar. It's time. Thanks for everyone. So good night.
Thank you, Vimal. Thank you for the wonderful session.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Good night. Good night,
Yeah, good
all.
night.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.